Hello everybody, so here is Black Angel again, and I'm here with a few thoughts about ENTPs. Now, first of all, when we talk about this type, I want you to think of Dr. House. That's my ENTP of choice. I know it's not a physical person, it's a character that is even interpreted by someone that has been typed many different ways, but ISTP seems to be the most likely. And that's funny because ISTP's main difficulty and the main flaw is the ENTP's dominant function. So anyway, whenever we talk about ENTPs, you should think of some sort of some sort of Dr. House. So these people that have very extremely innovative ideas, that never follow the mass about anything, and that are basically uncontrollable. There is no way to restrict an ENTP. An ENTP is the free spirit by excellence. That they know it or not, because they're not very aware of themselves. And we will talk about it anyway in another video. Before I start with everything, actually, I want you to know that I am preparing the extroverted intuition video. That's why I'm making such a long break and such a long pause. I'm giving you this video just to show you that I'm still active and that I am thinking about stuff. But the extroverted intuition video is going to take some time still, because I want to see exactly all the facets in every position, and I'm going to pick a specific topic that describes extroverted intuition to give you an idea of how it works. So this said, ENTPs are Dr. House people. I said in another video that ESTPs have this tendency of building the strongest possible argument. And I said in a comment that ESTPs have much stronger arguments than ENTPs. And I don't just stick to that. I want to explain why I'm saying that. The ESTP is a sensor. So as a sensor, they are extremely focused on winning 100% here and now. They are extroverted sensors, sorry. So as an extroverted sensing dominant type, they are focused on the utmost victory here and now. One thing that we know about extroverted sensing is that they do not restrain their forces. So they're going to blast 100 from moment one. And they're not going to keep or spare their energies, because they do not want to leave others the space to even consider the possibility they could have a say in the matter. That's an ESTP's mentality. The ESTP is a leader, and they're going to lead no matter what. I just found out that I even have an ESTP uncle, so I have very clear idea when I'm talking about this stuff. Anyway, the ENTP, on the other hand, is an intuitive. He's a here and now intuitive, but still an intuitive. So intuitives are big picture people. So it means that when they build an argument, they have a rough idea of every side in which this argument could be attacked. But they're also childlike types, so they like playing and they like toying with things. So the way an ENTP, I find this thing extremely funny. So the way an ENTP is going to build the argument is by leaving a flank open. They deliberately choose to leave a flank open. So if you are a good debater, if you have a strong logic, like maybe an INTP or an ISTP even, you're probably going to be able to see where the ENTP left the flank open. And you're going to be extremely amused by the fact that they're leading the conversation in the right opposite direction. So it's like they're being attacked from troops all around, and they're telling the troops at their back, where they do not have anyone defending them, that they do not exist. So that's how it feels. And there is a reason why they do, and they do this, and they play this game. That what the theory will tell you is that they enjoy debating, and they are debaters by excellence. Now, I want you to realize that another thing that the theory says about ENTPs is that they ignore who they are. That's a part of them being extrovert intuition dominance. ENTPs and ENFPs do not pay a lot of attention to who they are. Plus, they do not use introverted feelings, so they do not know what they like, or they do not give importance to what they like, or anyway, they do not act upon what they like. So saying that ENTPs do this because they like debating is quite stretched and not correct, incorrect. What we can actually say and how we can explain that thing that is actually translated from Russian, so there could be some sort of misinterpretation of the original there, is that they want to test their ability to conduct a debate. So what they're actually doing is testing their opponent and seeing where their opponent is strong and where he's not. So they leave the flank open to leave the opportunity to actually win the debate. So it's not 100% victory like in the case of the ESTP, but it's rather a 50-50 chance of both parties winning. So they are more democratic in this sense. At the same time, they do not want to be losing. So what they do is lead the conversation on in another direction so that the other person gets confused and doesn't see their open flank. So that's a matter of manifested superiority. So they're displaying how superior they are in intellectual terms. Which is also due to their extroverted intuition. Extroverted intuition sees all the possibilities and all the way things could go. That's why INFJs sometimes, when they are in private, get trapped in this never-ending net of possibilities, and that's when their extroverted intuition kicks in and gets in the way of their introverted intuition. So ENTPs, on the other hand, are this thing. Their personality is built upon all these ways, all these possibilities that they see in the world. So when they're in front of a debate, sorry guys, when they're in front of a debate, they basically know already all the possible answers that the opponent could give, and they already have all the possible answers that they can provide ready. Do not think of this in terms of a chess game, because they're not the kind of type that foresees 7 moves ahead. They are the kind of type that sees the current move upcoming and they're ready for the upcoming move. That's how they work. Another reason why they do that is that they want to test their own intelligence and their own ability. So they want to test the opponent and to know what kind of person they have in front of them. And at the same time, they're testing themselves, and they want to train their mind to cope with all of these possibilities and to always be ready for any comeback and any retort in any possible turn. That's also why ENTPs highly enjoy taking a topic whatsoever and debating from a perspective that is opposite to their own. So this also to tell you to be careful, because when you're out there, you could meet a person that tells you they're, I don't know, an ISFJ or an ESFP even, and you see that they start debating about this thing, that they are quite emotional about it, because ENTPs tend to be extremely emotional when they enter debates. I never understood why. It has to do with weak introvert feeling anyway. ESTPs have a tendency to be extremely aggressive. ENTPs instead do not have the aggression of the ESTP, and they show it in terms of emotionality. So you're going to think that they're possibly a feeler, and they are instead debating something they do not even believe in. That's how weird an ENTP can be. They can really get heated up and be emotional and angry and caught up in this conversation, and then you ask them, do you really believe what you're saying? And they're going to say, no, but I want to win the argument anyway. That's an ENTP. That's how they work. And another thing I want to tell you, it happened to me to see that an ENTP got extremely angry at some point at someone during a debate of this kind, where they were actually bringing on the opposite view to their own, and they were being the devil's advocate, and they were getting angry to the opponent, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? Sorry. Just to find out that the ENTP was getting angry because he was trying to show the opponent his open flank, to have it attacked, and to start working on why this open flank would be open in a real conversation, in a real debate. And this guy kept going everywhere else and not seeing the open flank. So at that point, when I pointed out the ENTP's anger, the ENTP goes like, well, because the only point in which he can attack me is this one, and this guy is not even seeing it. so that's one thing that can make an ENTP extremely emotional and angry about a debate. And remember, ENTPs and INTPs anger always looks like tantrums. It looks like seeing a small child getting angry because they didn't get candy from mommy when they're at the supermarket. That's that kind of anger, the kind of anger that lacks in some way real power. It's more a tantrum. The exact word to use is, it looks like a tantrum in some way. So yeah, I think I covered up the topic as well as I could. I will close it here. I will wait for your comments, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.